This is ABC15 Mornings.
Cases across the state and the nation climbing significantly. Stay-at-home orders are in place, playgrounds are closed, and today, Phoenix City Council might put more restrictions on outdoor activities. We do have complete coverage for you this hour of the coronavirus pandemic.
The outbreak quickly becoming a labor crisis. New figures just released this morning. 6.6 million more Americans out of work and filing for unemployment. That is key right there. More. In the past 2 weeks, 10 million people have actually filed. Most economists is now pointing that the unemployment rate later this year will hit between 12 and 15%. Pretty hard to believe since just a few weeks ago it was at 3%.
And we were taking a look at the history of this. 1982
Yeah.
was the last time we saw not numbers like this, but sort of a comparison being done.
Right, yeah.
With a fall like this.
Just stunning numbers.
This is something that we'll all be talking about throughout the day and in the weeks to come, because how do you recover? It's insane. Good morning to you. I'm sure many of these conversations are happening at your house. We've got a little bit of levity, though, when it comes to our weather. We got to give some hope this morning and give us something to look forward to.
Yeah, Iris is standing by with a check on your forecast. Good morning, Iris. Where are you? I have been watching you for weeks. Are you in your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom? What is this? An office?
It's a makeshift office.
Okay.
There's a treadmill next to me, too, so it's like a gym at the same time. We're
I'm
making
coming over
it
to
work
work
as
out.
best as we can. Making it work, guys. Hey, as we're just trying to social distance, keep everybody safe, right? And healthy. Now, if you, of course, are planning your Thursday, trying to figure out what you're going to do today to kind of get yourself active, get the kids active, maybe step outside, go for a walk around the neighborhood for some fresh air. We've got clear conditions as we take a live look outside with our Phoenix Gateway camera, looking out towards Camelback Mountain. Looks really good, surrounded by those clear skies. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 50s right now in Tempe and Scottsdale, mid 50s in Laveen, upper 50s in Glendale, and 60 in Deer Valley. Now, this morning we're off to a cool start. This afternoon we will be back into the 80s, but our temperature will end up a couple degrees lower than where it ended up yesterday. So by lunchtime, upper 70s, then look for a high today of 83 degrees, back down into the mid 70s by 8 o'clock in case you want to grill out some dinner. Now, it'll get breezy. We'll talk about how strong those winds will be around the state in just minutes.
Iris, thank you very much. To the latest now on the coronavirus here in Arizona, more than 1,400 cases confirmed here. 29 people have died. And this chart here showing just how much the numbers have climbed here over the past couple of days.
And in response, Governor Doug Ducey is requesting a presidential major disaster declaration from the federal government. Mark Thompson is joining us live in the studio this morning. Mark, what could this mean for our state?
Such as crisis counseling and unemployment. But at the top of many people's minds, of course, are hospital beds and equipment and whether there is enough here in the state. And we've taken countless viewer emails worried about hospital triage and staffing in Phoenix. There are 7,000 hospital beds and over 700 ICU beds, but outside of Maricopa County health facilities, they are filling up quickly. The Coconino Board of Supervisors warning that by tomorrow, some facilities will be at capacity.
We are going to need alternative care sites to be able to handle the medical surge that we're already seeing and that we anticipate. And I believe both hospitals are reporting or projecting that they will be full by tomorrow.
And the situation is becoming dire on tribal land as well. The Navajo Nation, Navajo County has only 160 total hospital beds, and it's one of the hardest hit areas in the state right now. Now, every county is looking for ways to expand treatment areas and set up temporary hospitals. And as for that disaster declaration, you can read more about that on ABC15.com. Kaylee?
Constantly being updated too to help you get the information you need. And as more states do issue these stay-at-home orders, there are growing concerns and pressure on the Trump administration to issue a national order. President Donald Trump saying he wants to leave that decision to governors on whether these stay-at-home orders and policies are the best option for each state. However, the president is looking at other restrictions like stopping travel between coronavirus hotspots. And that would mean grounding domestic flights and cutting train service to areas like New York City.
More than 215,000 people have coronavirus in the United States, and the symptoms can really be drastically different from each person. So this morning, ABC's Kimberly Brooks shows us what it's like to live with the virus.
We already know it's a matter of life and death. But between those two is living life after being diagnosed with the coronavirus. At its best, no symptoms. But at its worst, cautionary tales of unexpected turns. CNN anchor Chris Cuomo, broadcasting from his basement, says he suffered extreme night sweats Tuesday, like he's never experienced before.
It was like somebody was beating me like a piñata.
For Julia Thaler in Yonkers, New York, it was manageable until day 8.
I spiked a fever of 102.7. Wow. And I started with the cough, and that triggered my asthma.
After self-isolating for 21 days and going to donate blood, she learned she still had the virus. Tom Bataccio took himself to an ER in Illinois twice, only to be sent home both times. Now the father of 3 is hospitalized with pneumonia and congestive heart failure.
For me, it's having to trust God in this situation because I can't be there. And that is the struggle.
The virus proving no family is immune, even touching our ABC News family. Our Ginger Z tweeting Tuesday about body aches and a tight chest. And our George Stephanopoulos announcing from his home studio that his wife, actress Allie Wentworth, had symptoms. Allie later posting, "I've tested positive for the coronavirus. I've never been sicker. This is pure misery. Hashtag stay home." But with every positive test, there are so many survivors. This veteran from Oregon is celebrating his remarkable recovery from the virus, and he's 104 years old.
Well, Congressman Greg Stanton and Ruben Gallego sending a letter to Attorney General William Barr and the FTC. So they are calling for an investigation into Galls. The company is a public safety supply vendor accused of price gouging first responders. They also supply medical equipment to Phoenix Fire and police departments.
We're pretty angry. This is the worst pandemic in 100 years. We need to get our police officers and firefighters and emergency management personnel the personal protective gear that they need to do their job.
So this is why they're angry. The lawmakers say that Galls tried to charge the city nearly 600% more per N95 mask than they paid 2 weeks ago. So we have reached out to that company to try to get a response. Tonight, we do have a chance for you to get your coronavirus questions answered. ABC 15, along with CW61 Arizona and more than 80 local TV and radio stations, we're going to be airing a virtual town hall with our state leaders like Governor Doug Ducey and Health Services Director Dr. Kara Christ. You can send your questions to ask@abc15.com. A lot of you have. We're talking about thousands of people. You can make sure to tune in also tonight at 6 o'clock on ABC 15 and CW61.
Just trying to keep people united, right, and informed. Well, as teachers and parents and kids are all settling into remote learning right now, the struggle is real, we know. School counselors are hard at work too. They're focused on the emotional and social well-being of kids. It is not easy, as you might imagine, but this is Arizona. We are Arizona strong. And of course, our counselors are still finding ways to stay connected. Here's Danielle Lerner.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
We first met Edison Elementary School counselor Jamie Clemens last August, making the rounds with students, feeling grateful for her permanent spot on one campus. Mesa Public Schools hired 35 additional counselors this school year, dropping her caseload from 1,300 students to 700.
I worry about their safety and health and the stress of their families.
And now this is how Clemens supports her students, using phone calls and as many online platforms as she can to connect.
Before I could have a lot of interaction with the student, and ask questions, and we'd be silly if we need to in the middle or whatever. But, trying to find some great videos, things that just hopefully can give them that peace and maybe a little laugh.
School counselors in Arizona were already facing an uphill battle even before school closures. The most recent data shows our state's average student-to-school counselor ratio is 925 to 1, the worst in the nation, more than double the national average and a far cry from the American School Counselor Association's recommended ratio of 250 to 1.
They're definitely some students that we're worried about and we think about all the time.
Janine Menard is a school counselor in the Tolleson district and past chair of the Arizona School Counselors Association.
What I'm finding right now is families are in crisis. Please let us know what you need. We're here. We're worrying about your kids.
Several school districts reaching out to families through social media. The Department of Education has a section of its COVID-19 page dedicated to social emotional resources. Clemens has some advice to help families cope.
But we have to distract that brain when we have those worries. If it's just taking deep breaths, to taking a walk, playing with our pets, read a book, whatever it is, we have to keep doing that.
Is there a silver lining in that, before this happened, they had brought on more counselors at least?
Oh my goodness, yes. We have that support now, and I feel for those districts that don't.
Danielle Lerner, ABC 15, Arizona.
In your other headlines this morning, a judge dismissing the murder charge against John Clark, the man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend, Kira Bergman. So in the ruling, the judge said Maricopa County attorneys acted with extreme negligence, saying prosecutors did not disclose to the defense an important silent witness tip from someone claiming they saw Bergman in California weeks after she was reported missing in Phoenix. The county attorney can take that case before a grand jury again, but it could be a while because of the coronavirus.
It is 10 minutes past 6 o'clock, and up next here on ABC 15 Mornings, changing pregnancy plans. With COVID-19 sweeping the nation, expectant mothers are preparing for the possibility of giving birth alone.
Plus, postpone your plans. The mayor of Sedona delivers a message to anyone wanting to visit the Red Rocks.
Hey, good morning. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. Let's talk about that most accurate forecast here on this Thursday. Temperatures across the state off to a cool start. In the valley, we're down to 59 degrees now in Phoenix. We're also down into the 60s out to our west, like Havasu City, not far from those 50s, right at 60 degrees, 54 in Kingman, and down into the 30s now in Flagstaff. We were in the 40s for a while, but you've cooled a little further now here at the top of the hour. 42 in Heber and low 40s in Show Low. As you look at those temperatures around the valley, 53 right now in Chandler. It's 61 though in Goodyear. A little cooler out in Peoria. You're down to 55. And good morning to you in Surprise, waking up to temperatures in the mid 50s here at this hour. Hey, if you need that cup of joe, that cup of coffee today, want to give a shout out to all of our coffee shops and baristas who have continued to work to provide us some coffee options, right? Maybe you run out of coffee at home. We're open Arizona. I wanted to highlight a few of the coffee shops around town, one in Glendale and Chandler, another one in Gilbert. Several options for you if you want to go out and grab a cup of coffee. They are offering pastries and to-go coffee. And if you're out of coffee at home, I'm told that they're also offering their coffee beans too, if you want to go just pick up a bag and take it home. Today, temperatures will start off cool in case you want coffee, hot coffee in the morning. And then we're going to end up with temperatures in the 80s this afternoon. So maybe that iced coffee for later on this afternoon. Hey, by the way, we have all the businesses that are open, still providing services, maybe to-go options for you on ABC15.com. Just click on the We're Open Arizona tab. As you look at those highs around the valley, we'll reach 83 in Ahwatukee. Peoria tops out at 82, 81 in Deer Valley, and we're looking for highs in the upper 70s today in Cave Creek. Anthem, you'll reach 78 for a high today. Across Arizona, 67 for a high in Kingman. We'll reach the upper 50s in Flagstaff, 71 today in Winslow, and 63 in Show Low. Now, winds will be stronger today. So right now, we're tracking some breezes in Kingman, Flagstaff, and Show Low. Today, though, that's an area where we're going to get those stronger winds. And you're going to see that here as I fast forward through future going into this afternoon. Notice that by lunchtime, the strongest winds are in that northeastern pocket of the state. And that's where we're also going to be under wind advisories today. You see those areas shaded in that tan color just north of the Mogollon Rim, Holbrook, spots like Winslow, also Heber and Show Low under this wind advisory today. Also the Navajo Nation under a wind advisory. That's where wind gusts will be as high as about 40 miles an hour today. In the valley, it'll be breezy with gusts near 25 miles an hour this afternoon, a high of 83, sunshine today and sunshine through the weekend. It'll get a little warmer Friday, Saturday, mid 80s on Sunday, then more breezes next week with another storm system coming our way. This one will drop our temperatures into the 70s and bring a slight chance for rain by Wednesday.
Alrighty, thank you, Iris. Well, with that good looking forecast, if you want to head to Sedona, probably not the best idea because the mayor of Sedona is begging visitors to actually stop coming. The mayor says Sedona is still seeing an alarming number of people hiking and camping. So look at the pictures right here. This is from last weekend, showing long lines to take pictures at Devil's Bridge.
Every extra person that's here at this time is stressing our infrastructure, our grocery stores, our health services facilities. This is an extraordinary situation. And at this time, we just find it necessary to say, please stay at your home.
Well, there you go. You saw the mayor talking right there. She says she's now working with the Forest Service to shut down some of those trails.
And we just can't stress how important it is to be careful out there. And as the coronavirus spreads, expectant moms are sharing their concerns now, especially when it comes to time to deliver. And anticipation is now mixed with a lot of anxiety.
Definitely not what I pictured.
Megan Grzinski and her husband are expecting their first child, a baby boy.
So we're just really hoping at this point he stays cooking in there until May 15th is my due date.
Megan's due date is fast approaching.
Trying to just, keep faith that 7 weeks, it's not a ton of time, but it's enough time, and hopefully everyone's taking their precautions and staying inside and doing their part and trying to, flatten the curve.
This isn't exactly how she thought she'd welcome her first child into the world.
I'd always pictured, having my parents there and my husband's parents there and family coming in, the 48 hours that you're at the hospital.
She wanted her husband in the delivery room.
Did voice my concerns to my doctor, and at that time he said, try not to worry about that. And obviously that thought is really, really scary, to not have my husband with me.
But that's the new reality as women try to have as close to a normal birth experience as possible.
But, at this point, I have no control over anything. And what I want in the end is our son to be healthy, and for both my husband and I to be healthy.
And she gets it, right? Health is of the utmost importance. The birth of a child, certainly a pivotal moment, but unfortunately a lot of women, just like her, going through labor and delivery alone. How about this for some positive news? ICANN, it is a positive name for a group spreading joy. They typically provide after-school programs to kids in the East Valley there in Chandler. But since schools are closed, this group now finding some new ways to keep the kiddos entertained, like distributing these craft kits.
I know I'm bored, I'm sure they're bored, and I'm sure their kiddos are bored. And we deal with kiddos every day, and we know how they get if they don't have some kind of attention span, more than 5 minutes. So we really just want to get all the families involved right now.
What a great guy, right? ICANN, by the way, they're going to be handing out more kits next Wednesday. They're at Willis Junior High.
Next on ABC 15 Mornings, what might be the largest pizza menu in the entire country. We're going to give you a slice of the high country in this morning's We're Open Arizona.
We're open, Arizona. So many restaurants doing all they can to stay open for their business, for their staff, and for the community. Today, we are highlighting a restaurant in Flagstaff, working to make sure no one in the tight-knit community goes hungry.
If variety is the spice of life, then the Pizza Patio is sizzling.
We have the largest menu for pizza in the entire world. It's insane.
The spot is located up to 17 in Flagstaff, now going into its third year, and it serves up a pie for just about everyone.
We make our own cheeses from scratch. We make our own meats, and it's amazing. We're the healthy alternative. If you can't have gluten, if you're dairy, lactose free, or if you can't have soy or whatever your allergies are.
Pizza Patio CEO Stephen Grubert says the last few weeks have been chaos.
Hectic beyond all realms of possibility. It's been, just trying to keep our employees and customers safe has, of course, been our number one issue. But we've also seen, a considerable drop off in sales as well, too, because customers are no longer able to dine within our restaurant.
He's referring to Governor Doug Ducey's order to close dining rooms across the state amid the coronavirus outbreak.
This is the best crew I've ever had, so it's just a bad feeling. And I'm doing my best to keep all of them employed and getting money to them. And up until now, we've done a pretty good job with that.
And even with the future still so uncertain, Groupert knows one thing for sure: helping those who are helping us right now is the right thing to do.
Some people don't have the ability to cook, and certainly when you don't have the time and you're a first responder, then that's really where we're trying to help.
And you can too. For every pizza you buy, they'll match that and give pizzas away to our first responders and medical professionals.
As long as our resources hold out, we're going to be giving 12-inch pizzas to everybody who comes by, who with valid work IDs, that is involved in helping the community to solve this crisis.
Proving that especially in tough times, Arizonans know what community really is all about.
We said if we're going to be open, and if this is the situation that we're going to be in, then let's be a part of the solution.
They have designated specific days for their pizza promotion. Mondays are for hospital personnel, Tuesdays are for police and firefighters, Wednesdays for doctors and nurses, and Thursdays are for paramedics and EMTs. You can find all of that information online at abc15.com/open. And while you're there, nominate a restaurant that's open and doing amazing things for the community. We want to share their story. After all, we are all in this together.
We got to give a big shout out to the fire and police department in Kingman, who delivered an incredible birthday surprise for a little boy whose 5th birthday party was canceled because of the coronavirus. So this is what he got right here. This is pretty cool. First responders. Yeah, they made him posters. Oh, they're singing happy birthday over the loudspeaker.
That is just awesome.
Yeah, that is so,
yeah, he's never going to forget
cool.
that. That is
awesome.
awesome.
They put on quite the show with their lights and sirens, and of course singing happy birthday over there.
And you can see staying a safe distance away from the little guy and his family. Just beautiful. Love that. So cool. We live in such an awesome place, isn't it? Well, up next at 6:30 here at home and across the nation, really, healthcare facilities are dealing with a shortage of workers in this coronavirus pandemic. And now thousands are answering the call for help.